ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday, and I hope that your weekend was good and you've had a good Monday. As I always say, hello to you guys in the live chat room, you early birds who are in there and were in there about 45 minutes ago as well. Let me get you up on screen to see who is in the house tonight. And we have Maria, Chris is going through there, Marta is going through too quickly, Steve, Bob, Tammy, DCMC, Tom, Carter, Billy, Jennifer, Carla, Laurie as well, Motown Girl 22. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep up with the names as they go through, but it's great to see familiar usernames in there. We saw Neil going through, moderators, Carla went through early as well, Susan and Dennis going through. Huge shout out to the moderators, and Susan and Dennis say hello Phil. So hello Susan and Dennis, thank you guys for doing such a great job in that live chat room throughout the live streams. So tonight, let's start off by doing something that I always forget to do during the live streams whenever I title it as hitting another 1,000 subscribers. I never remember to do it, or at least I do, but very late on. So we're going to do it right at the beginning. There it is, 274,000 subscribers we have just passed. So, an amazing number, and it's thanks to you guys in that live chat room. Hitting that notification bell as well. Make sure that you do that to get notified for every video when it's released. Just subscribing is amazing, and clicking the thumbs up as well. Maybe on the videos, leaving a comment, all that kind of stuff, and maybe even leaving a thumbs up at the live streams, because we always aim for a likes total on the live streams. Let me get rid of that and just maybe get rid of that, and the people start cheering again, but we'll get rid of them so we can focus on tonight's likes goal, which if we get it up on screen we can see it's 345. So we've got a bit of a sequence going on. That is what we're going to be aiming for before the end of the live stream, and I'm doing things in a bit of a different order tonight. These live streams are a bit random as to what we do, but we have the likeometer up on screen as well, and that's at 147 likes. So if you can leave a thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be massively appreciated, and maybe we can get up as far as 345. This is the thing about the likes goals, they do climb up ever so slightly with every live stream, so it's always a bit of a challenge, but we'll see where we end up with it by the end of the live stream. Right, let's get the names of my patrons up on screen, and let me try it again. This time it has shown up, but it's doing things. Let me see if I can do that again. Okay, so now my software, because it didn't load it the first time I clicked it, it's now alternating between my patrons and the time. So maybe we'll just do without the time and see what happens. And now the list of the patrons is going in the wrong order. So let's try it. I don't know. I was going to say third time lucky, but maybe it's about fifth time lucky or something like that. We will see if it starts with sponsored by, and there it goes through. So I have added more patrons' names to the list. So it's probably why it's a little bit confused, because there are a lot of names on the list and it has to load them all. So I might try and find, actually I'm not sure this is going to work, because I know that for the New Year's live streams that we do, I got this going on so that we could all see when the New Year was going to be happening, but it's going to obliterate the likes. So we'll just have to deal without seeing the time, or maybe I can figure out a way to get the time up on screen. I'm going to click on all these buttons and see what happens. That definitely wasn't it. I clicked on something and nothing happened, so I'm not sure what that means. I'm just going to leave it alone rather than ruin everything, because we are live and I think you can see me and you can hear me. So I'll maybe mess around with the settings while the video is playing or something like that. Anyway, let's see if we can get the donations tab up on screen. That's working. So I always say on these, I mean, I'm kind of looking into the live chat room just to make sure everything's still going okay, and it seems like it is, but I always say on these live streams that you don't have to donate, of course. Just watching is good enough for me, and if you can't resist, then the percentages are up on screen. So between 35 to 45% goes to PayPal through the super chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through that PayPal link that's in the description below if you want to do things that way, but you don't have to at all. Right, let's keep on trying to keep things organized. I will just address the donations that came in before we went live, and it's the usual suspects in that super chat window. It was Orlando who donated $2, so thank you for that, Orlando, and the message was spike the likes, fellow wingers, with some thumbs up. And Paul then jumped in with a $2 donation. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is what Orlando said. Please hashtag Team Orlando 274K. So thank you for that, Paul. And Paul, as you guys will know, regular viewers will know, that Paul is Orlando's sidekick now. He used to be backup, but he was promoted recently to sidekick, so that's working well. And let me actually mention about, I've actually put the mugs a little bit too far away. I should say the mug, the one that we're going to be looking at tonight. This is actually the live stream Tuesday mug. You might be able to see it written on there. So this was the first one that was released, and it says spike the likes on the other side. So if you want to get your hands on the Wings of Pegasus mug, there are actually different kinds of mugs, then click on the link in the description below for the spring.com store, or you might have the tray underneath this video. Click on anything in that tray, and there are t-shirts and hoodies and caps and all that kind of cool stuff, so that'll take you through to the store. We also have picks and earrings and necklaces and all that stuff that Carla does over on wingsofpegasus.com/merch. So if you want to grab any of that, that's the place to go. Okay, tonight we're pretty much going to be doing as we normally do. We have the cover video that's currently being voted for. The poll is going on, and it looks like Behind Blue Eyes is in the lead at 57%, and the other song is In My Dreams. So if you is The Who versus Dokken tonight, so what a matchup that is. Certainly different sounds, but whichever one of those you want to hear, make sure that you do vote in that poll, and we'll be jumping into that cover a little bit later on in tonight's live stream. So we are going to be just jumping into the PayPal window as well, because I know that there were donations that happened before we went live, and we had a donation from Lynn actually on Sunday at 56 minutes past 10 in the evening, and thank you for that, Lynn. And the donation was £111.11. So yeah, lots of 11s going on, because the message was happy 11th birthday to the Wings of Pegasus YouTube channel and many more. So thank you for that, Lynn. Very kind donation. And just thinking back to when I started the channel, I can't even remember how it came about, or it is probably actually that YouTube was this new site that everybody was on, and then we thought, oh, we should probably get it on, get on it as well, and decided to make a YouTube channel. And this was the thing that definitely changed over the years, that when you're in a band and you want to make a video for YouTube, I remember it took, I think, between 4 and 6 months to do one video. And for me, that wasn't the speed that I liked to work at. So yeah, further down the line, probably maybe 5 years ago, something like that. So yeah, we had 6 years of not really doing much, just the occasional video that would be uploaded. And after that, once I decided, right, I'm just going to take everything online and do it all myself, then things started to take off, which was great. And yeah, 11 years seems like a very long time. It is quite a long time, but I have been doing this for 20 years, and actually, technically, over 20 years now. From when I had my first cover band and I was playing in venues. So yeah, it's been a long journey, but an interesting one, and great to be here in the end. So thank you, Lynn, for that. And I'm just going to scroll up because Rick donated £25 and 8p as well. So thank you for that, Rick. And I did get a notification for this earlier, and the message was quite a long one, probably too long for the live stream, but this came in on Sunday at 54 minutes past 11, so thank you for that, Rick. And I have read through the message, and it was a request for an analysis of Bobby Short, so thank you for that. And I believe that there are some links with it as well, so I will add that to the list and check them out. So thank you for that, Rick. And just going to scroll up because there's another donation from Nicole that was for £12.49. Thank you for that, Nicole. And that was at 39 minutes past 7 this morning. And the message is, "Hi Phil, after the Queen's funeral, I don't forget the live stream. All my support for music, tenderness and love for England, the first place in the world for creativity. Kisses, Phil." So thank you for that, Nicole. And I'm just going to scroll up as well, just quickly to mention the Queen's state funeral that we had. I did mention this over on Patreon, but yeah, this was yesterday, huge event and such a spectacle and, you know, amazing to watch. I did watch, I don't know for how long, but I saw up until the service at Windsor Castle when they started that. So yeah, I watched a fair bit. Obviously I didn't tune in. I wasn't watching it from the morning when it started in London, but yeah, amazing to see the amount of people that came out to show their respects. And yeah, what a great service it was, but just a whole, you know, event for organisation and everything being so pristine and so amazingly executed. So yeah, it was great to watch as well. And I did say actually on Patreon that it's going to take a bit of time getting used to singing God Save the King, because the Queen is the only Queen that I've known, and so many people my age and older, even my parents, is the only Queen that they've known, because she was on the throne for 70 years. So she's literally covering, you know, different generations. So yeah, it's amazing to think that, yeah, for us now we're singing God Save the King as our national anthem. But yeah, the new era starts and we just keep on moving forward. But an amazing event and service on Monday, and the state funeral as it was. But thank you, Tammy, as well, for this donation that came through at 9 p.m. This evening, so just a few hours ago, and it was for £25. So thank you for that. And the message was, "Hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 274k subscribers. Keep up the good work. What's your motto or good advice that you live by? Rock." So thank you for that, Tammy. And I don't think there's good advice that I live by, really. I think the motto that I live by, and certainly I think helps musically as an independent artist, is that you just have to be yourself because everybody else is taken. And that's just a quote that I saw, and I'm not sure who said it. I just saw it and thought, yeah, that's what being an artist, being a musician is all about, but just being a human, that, you know, just be who you are and don't be ashamed of it, because there's only one of you in the world. And certainly it hit a chord with me musically, because it means that it takes all of the pressure off you as an artist, because you're just doing everything that you want to do. So it can't be wrong because it's you doing it. If you're trying to copy somebody else and you're trying to copy what they're doing, then it can be wrong because you're not correctly copying, or copying it as accurately as you need to sound like that other person. It's better just to forget trying to sound like another person and just, you know, play the way you play, sing the way you sing, write music the way you write music, and therefore you'll never do anything wrong, because that's just your artistic license. That is you as an artist. So anyway, thank you for that, Tammy. That's what I would say. Be yourself, everyone else is taken. So just scrolling up as well. Steve has donated £5. Thank you for that, Steve. And that was at 9 p.m. earlier tonight as well, and the message was, why did Queen connect so much better than the other superstar groups at Live Aid? So thank you for that, Steve. And this is going to be potentially, I did an analysis on Queen's performance at Live Aid, and that went on for quite a while, that video. And answering this could take quite a while as well, but I'll try and keep it as concise as possible. First of all, I think a lot of people would say, why did Queen connect so much better than other superstar groups at Live Aid? Because of Freddie Mercury. They had him. But I like to, other than just giving simple answers like that, and some people under my analysis in the comments section, they've said it's easy to explain why Queen was so good because they were Queen. And yeah, I get that. I know what people are trying to say, but it doesn't really help. If people are in a band and they want to aspire, to be a great rock band and, put on a great show in front of a huge crowd, it doesn't help to just say, oh, the reason that this band was so good is because it was that band. It's like, well, you need to break things down. Why was it so good? And how do we, as an upcoming band, try to get to that same kind of level? Because that's pretty much what every artist is trying to do. They're trying to emulate their favourite artist, be influenced by their favourite artist, but then put those influences through their own music and their own expression and their own artistry, which we've just spoken about, being themselves but being inspired by others. So with Queen, to get into how they engaged or connected with the crowd so much better than other bands on the day, I'd say first of all, yes, obviously Freddie Mercury being such an energetic and engaging frontman also just ties into what I said. Be yourself. Everybody else is taken. Freddie Mercury was himself. He was one of a kind, and he played to that. He just played to his strengths. So when he went out on stage, he wasn't nervous. He wasn't apologetic for how he was. He was just going to say, this is me. You can either like it or you can lump it. I'm just going to be me. And the crowd connect with that instantly. If you are yourself, they can tell that you're being yourself and you're not acting or faking. So that was the first thing. Freddie Mercury just being himself. I think the whole band are like that. So that's why they connected to the audience so well. The other thing, right, secondly, they were really rehearsed. They had their set down to the second. So it meant that they could get as much of their performance and the songs that people know in that half an hour segment that they were given. So yes, or 20 minutes? I think it was actually shorter than half an hour. So that's what I mean, condensing it down. Even half an hour is a short set time for any band. And I'm sure everybody knows that. If you've got a range of different songs and you play a half an hour gig, it's over really before it's begun, or at least that's what it feels like. So yes, when you start adding in that performance time of 20 minutes being so short, they had it planned to the second so that they can get as much in there as possible. So that's the second part. And there might have been other bands who just threw their songs together and had a kind of guide or knew roughly how long they were going to be, but didn't have it down to the second, and Queen did. Right, thirdly, it's the type of music that they were playing. They weren't a folk artist or somebody who needs the crowd to be quiet. They had songs that were so energetic and naturally would get people involved. And Freddie Mercury obviously helps a lot with that, but they had songs that just had that crowd participation element to it. So the crowd could get into the music. They didn't have to be quiet when the artist was performing. As you can imagine, if somebody was playing just with an acoustic guitar sitting down, it's a totally different dynamic. You're not going to get the crowd involved with the performance. You're going to get the crowd engaged. They're going to be listening, but they're not going to be clapping their hands. They're not going to be jumping up and down. They're not going to be shouting out when the singer is giving them calls and responses between songs. It's something that's not going to happen. So we've got 3 things so far that has meant that Queen were now going to be able to engage the audience more than other artists and bands, just because of the way that they were as a band, the style of music, and Freddie Mercury just being a standalone frontman, having rapport with the audience instantly. You can see the first thing that he does, rather than go on stage, actually, he and Brian May run on stage. So you've got that energy immediately, rather than walking on stage and checking everything, which they do. And look at my Queen analysis video if you want to check that out independently. They do their sound check really subtly, under the radar, because of the energy that they have when they get out on stage. Brian, you can hear he's testing his guitar, but because Freddie runs out there and he kind of is punching and getting everybody involved, straight away he's got rapport with the audience, rather than walk on stage, everybody cheers, and head down checking microphone, head down checking guitar levels, checking that your foot pedals are plugged in properly. None of that. It was all about engagement. And Queen knew this as a band, and Freddie knew this as a band, that it was all about getting the crowd on side, and he did that instantly. So yeah, anyway, like I said, this is the kind of thing that could go on all night, breaking it down, but I have done an analysis video, but this is just focusing on the engagement with the crowd and connecting with the crowd. Those are the elements that Queen had that I think just put them into a different space with the audience on that day. But a lot of that just boils down to rehearsal, being prepared, and having experience of playing in stadiums and being a band that can play arenas as well, playing to huge crowds. They weren't fazed by that, so it meant that they could go out and enjoy it. Whereas you might think of other bands who were earlier in their career who might have been a little bit nervous or apprehensive about it, and maybe weren't able to play with the freedom that Queen were able to play with. So yeah, anyway, we will move on, but thank you, Steve, for that question and the donation. Hopefully we kind of get the gist of, just a few reasons why Queen were, so different to every other band and artist on the day. But Kevin has donated £9 and 43 pence. Thank you for that, Kevin. Scrolling down, because the message is, good evening, Phil. The extra alarm clocks are working and I am here waiting to enjoy another stream from you. So thank you for that, Kevin. And we'll look out for Kevin in that live chat room, but I'm sure that he is going to be here, because this was a donation that came in at 36 minutes past 10, or that might be 36 minutes past 11. So just before the live stream, 24 minutes before the live stream was starting. So yes, thank you for that, Kevin. And I'm just going to scroll up, because Deborah has donated £12 and 59 pence. Thank you for that, Deborah. The message is, hi Phil, just wanted to thank you for highlighting some great artists lately. Tom Jones, Doris Day, Peggy Lee, and of course Johnny Mathis. You rock, Debbie, or Debbie R. So thank you for that, Debbie. And yeah, this is the thing that I just worked my way through the list, and we just had a few vocal analysis videos recently, but it's great just to work our way through them, and whatever pops up for that particular night, that's what we will be covering. But thank you for that, Debbie. And I'm just going to scroll up, because Kim has donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Kim. And that is a straight up donation. And that came in at, I'm going to say, 16 minutes past midnight. So we're getting pretty close. And let me just scroll up, because I think we're probably now safe to get everything up on screen. And Maria has donated £1 and 68 pence. So thank you for that, Maria. And the message is, hi Phil, congrats on 11 years. Here's to another 11 years. Spike those likes, everyone. So yes, fingers crossed, we will see where we're at in 11 years time. Wow, that'll be amazing to think that I would have been going double as long as I've been on YouTube. So who knows what's going to be happening in 11 years? And I mean, who's going to count out the years? I do not know. That'll be 2033. It's starting to sound a little bit like the years that actually, even back in the 70s and the 80s, you had these movies that had, like, you know, space in 2020 or 2015, or you know, the year 2000. And I'm trying to think of them. Is it the Space Odyssey? Maybe 2000. Yeah, so we're already well ahead of the science fiction of the 70s, you know, 60s, 70s, 80s, and saying 2033, just that does sound crazy, but we're going to get there, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We will see. I always say we'll see where we end up, and that is certainly looking into the future quite a long way. And by the way, 234 likes, I just spotted that. 234, and we're aiming for 345. So we are, I don't know why I've now said about how many likes we're going to need, because it's going to be 111, maybe. I do not know whether that's the right amount or not. I'm just going to stick with that. It's just a number that got into my head. But 234 and 345, there are too many sequences going on there. So I'm just going to take a gamble. It was 111 that we need before the end of the live stream in order to hit our Pick Roulette Lights goal. So quick shout out for you guys in that live chat room. Brian, Carla, Pamela, Corey, Lisa, W and Anna. Vince is just about to appear, and there he is as well. Constantia, all you guys in there, if you haven't hit that thumbs up, if you could do that, it would be much appreciated, so that we might be able to get a bit of a spike of the likes to get ourselves a little bit closer to the target for tonight. We'll keep an eye on that. But yes, thank you, Maria, for that donation. And I know that there's been another donation in that super chat window that came through from Jennifer for $5. So thank you for that, Jennifer. The message is, did you play drums on Percy J video, or is that your friend? Take care. So thank you for that, Jennifer. And on my album, that's James Knowles, who plays drums. Knowlesy, who used to be in the band when we played live in and around London, and on a UK tour that we did as well. So yes, that is James playing. I just used to call him Nosy. So it feels a little bit weird calling him James, but yeah, he played drums on the album because it was a lot quicker process. I mean, obviously, you know, he's a great drummer as well, and he played drums to such a high level, and he taught for Yamaha as well, and I think he's doing session work now, but I'm not sure about that. He might be teaching and doing session work, but yeah, fantastic drummer. So I would be a fool to not get his drumming on my album. And the good thing was, because we were so used to the songs and he knew all the songs, it just meant that he could sit down and we would just play through the songs as we would do them when we play live. So it was quite a fast process. Just over the course of, I don't know, maybe a day, maybe a couple of days, we just got down all the songs for the album. And yeah, it was just a lot easier to do it like that as well, and had the bonus of just sounding great. So yes, James is on the album, but thank you for that, Jennifer. And actually on the live performance videos, you'll see Nosy in the Mainhead Festival videos that are occasionally in the background on some of the songs. So yes, thank you for that. And I think we're pretty much okay. Oh, John has donated £10 in the PayPal window. I'm just making sure that there is a message with this, and there is condolences on the passing of your Queen, HRH, Her Royal Highness Queen Elizabeth II. She was an amazing lady. So thank you for that, John, and for the £10 donation. Yeah, she was indeed. I think on Saturday I did say about her just dedicating her life to the service of the country. And I think there are some people in the UK who, you know, don't follow the royal family, and, you know, that's fine. And I kind of get it to a certain extent that, you know, they are just normal people. I know that people don't see them as normal people, but you have to see it from that. I think you have to see it from that side of things to really appreciate, you know, what she did for her whole life. if you think of everything that we take for granted, just waking up, and doing normal things, going out, to the shops, buying your food, maybe going and watching a movie, all of those things that the public do and never really appreciate that. Imagine that you are now so well known that you can't go anywhere and you have to serve the country not for 50 or 60 years, like you would do. I mean, first of all, you might start work when you're 16, or if you've been to college and university, like I went to university, I started working at the age of 22. So it means I've had 22 years of not having to work. But if you're royalty, you are born into that. So even when you're 5 and 6 and 7 and you're starting to create memories, you still are going to be doing that until, like the Queen having 70 years on the throne. And it's just crazy. And, it's not 70 years and, that's how old she is. It's 70 years after you've already been in the public eye for that amount of time anyway, serving the country. So, for her whole life. I don't think people can really appreciate what that must have been like to dedicate your life. Your whole life. It's not as if she just worked for a little bit and then relaxed and could, do anything she wanted to do. It was behind closed doors and then having to travel around the world and, keep up relations with, countries and the Commonwealth and all of that. So, I think these people that say, oh, yeah, well, the royal family, they're rich and they haven't got any problems and all that kind of stuff. I think you have to have the empathy to try and understand, okay, yeah, but what would it be like? Think of all the things that you're going to have to give up in order to do that job. And I think a lot of people would rather say, okay, keep the money. I will just, keep my life, please. I just want the freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And that isn't something that you're afforded as a member of the royal family. But anyway, thank you for that, John. And I think we're pretty much Orlando has donated £4.19. So thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, there are issues with my server and cannot donate on YouTube. PayPal is the next best thing. I am cooking ground turkey chili and watching the Yankees baseball game. Yankees outfielder Aaron Judge is in line to hit 60 home runs. Anyway, I will listen to live stream as I do both. Rock. Thank you for that, Orlando. So Orlando is multitasking tonight, and I hope that I know enough about baseball to know that he's not hitting 60 home runs in one match. Maybe 60 home runs, because I think getting a home run is a really difficult thing to do, because you have to smack it for miles so that they don't get the ball back by the time that you've gone to each of the bases. I don't know a lot about baseball. I think the first, or at least my education with baseball to begin with, came from the movie The Naked Gun, where he becomes the baseball umpire or referee, whatever you call it, and he was just calling like strike all the time. So I knew that when you miss the ball, that was a strike, and then you get 3 strikes and you're out. So I don't know a lot about baseball, but maybe that's good. 60 home runs. Well done to Aaron Judge, whose name I do not know. But I'm sure he's a very good baseball player. So thank you for that, Orlando. And just scrolling up, because Diana has donated £7.71. Thank you for that, Diana. And the message is, this was a straight up donation. Ha ha ha. So thank you for that, Diana. And thank you for that straight up donation. So, by the way, 273 likes is where we're up to at the moment. So, guys, if you can hit that thumbs up, be much appreciated. Almost 20-1 here in the UK. And let's have a look at the vote. 54% for Behind Blue Eyes for tonight's cover in that poll. So, keep on voting for whichever song you want, either Dokken or The Who. Tonight it is up to you. And again, for you guys over on Patreon, thank you for requesting those 2 covers tonight. Right, big news that I have, I think, hopefully, fingers crossed, edited together to a half decent standard the interview that I did on Friday. So I'm going to be uploading that, and that's Mike Dawes, Carmen Gould as well. We had a chat on Friday. They're currently performing with Justin Hayward, and you guys can see that interview tomorrow night. So make sure you are subscribed. Hit that notification bell to get notified for that video, because it will be with you tomorrow night. We did talk for about an hour, and I've cut it down to about, I think, 20 minutes, maybe just over 20 minutes. So that'll be on the channel tomorrow, and yeah, it's really interesting interview to get, you know, Carmen's input on how to play guitar solos on the flute, because like Mike said during the interview, she's the only flute, or should I say flautist or flutist over in the USA who can shred on the flute, who can play guitar solos. So you can definitely check out her channel. It's called But on the Flute. So like, you know, playing lots of different songs, but on the flute. So check that out if you do get a chance. The links will be in that video tomorrow in the description. So yeah, Mike also spoke about his playing, and they spoke about, you know, being on tour with, you know, Justin, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you check that out tomorrow night. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, set an alarm for it. The best thing is to hit that notification bell and subscribe, because yeah, sometimes you will miss a few videos, but that's definitely one to look out for. And it's great to be able to talk with Carmen and Mike and fellow musicians, especially when they're on tour, and just getting behind the scenes info on everything. But thank you, Diana, for that donation. We are maybe going to be jumping into the cover for tonight. I might leave it for a little bit of time. And I can see Bonnie and Alex are saying flautist. I'm sure that the flautist, I mean, we say flautist here in the UK, but I'm sure it's spelled Flautist. The spelling isn't my strong point, but yeah, that's how it's spelt here when we talk about somebody playing the flute. So I know that it's different over in the USA. I mean, I think flutist probably makes more sense, or just a simpler way of saying it. So if somebody plays the flute and they're called a flutist, for me, that just makes sense. But for some reason here in the UK, we decide to make it a little bit more difficult and change the word when we're talking about somebody who, yeah, performs on the instrument. So, and Bonnie, I can see at the bottom, says no flautist. Flautist, pronounced flautist. So flautist, flautist, flautist. However, how many more pronunciations can we get? And this is the problem, that depending on your accent, this is another thing, that if you're trying to pronounce it and you're from a different country, it's going to sound different to people. How we say it here, how you say it over in the USA. And DCMC says you say it like you dropped a hammer on your toe. Flautist. Flautist. So thank you for that, DCMC. So flautist. Flautist. It does depend on, I think, where you are. Maybe I'm thinking whether flautist is the American accent way of saying it, but I will have a check to see. We won't spend any more time talking about it, so I'm going to say flutist, because that is something that here in the UK, even with the accent, I think over in the USA you say flutist the same way. So yeah, there's no mistake or no room for error with that particular pronunciation. Anyway, getting back to the live stream and getting things back on track, because we are going to be jumping into the cover for tonight. So let me stop the cover and bring it to an end and click on end poll in the live chat room to see which is going to be the winner tonight. It looks like it's going to be Behind Blue Eyes, that has 53% of the vote. So thank you guys for voting for that, and 247 votes for tonight's cover tonight. So thank you guys. Just jumping up to Kim, who has donated £31 and 31 pence. So thank you for that, Kim. Again, I'm just going to scroll down because the message is, hey Phil, congrats on 11 years and 274,000 subscribers. Curiosity is killing this little cat with laryngitis. Have you or other singers you know ever oversung on the highway or to loud music, etc., or over practiced and ended up with vocal headaches like laryngitis? So thank you for that, Kim. And I mean, laryngitis, I don't think is something that is vocal related. Like, I've had laryngitis before, but it's just an infection. So that's what I had. And at the time I was, or at least I had done a bit of recording, but then I got laryngitis afterwards. So I don't know whether you can maybe bring it on. I know that I was fatigued quite a lot, so that doesn't help your immune system. So it meant that I couldn't really fight infection as strongly. So for me, I had laryngitis, and then I had laryngitis, I think, either 2 or 3 more times afterwards, and it was getting to the point where I was going to the doctor to see if maybe I needed to have my tonsils removed, and fortunately it then cleared up after that. So I kind of got away with it, but I think over singing, or any kind of pushing your voice without correct technique, it means that you're going to be over singing, but you're going to be damaging your vocal cords, and that might then make you more susceptible to get laryngitis because you're damaging your vocal cords, and your vocal cords are then going to try and repair themselves, but it takes quite a lot of time. So you've got to just try and rest your voice as much as you can, rest yourself as much as you can, because when you sleep, that's how the body recovers. So make sure that you're getting adequate sleep. But certainly if you're shouting when you sing, if you're over singing, sometimes if you can't hear your voice when you're singing live, that can be something that is a huge thing for vocal damage, because when you can't hear your voice, you've got no reference point. So it means that you're trying to shout to hear your voice, to hear whether you're in tune or not. But that's going to just totally burn out your voice really quickly. So this is why having good foldback is essential. And for me, I just think it's a no-brainer to have in-ear monitors so that you can hear your voice clearly in your ears, so that you don't have to shout when you're singing. The PA, the microphone, that should be the thing that makes your voice louder, not you having to shout with your voice. So that's the sound guy. You just have to trust that he's going to get your voice to where it needs to be, depending on how loud your voice is. So you shouldn't have to shout. But yes, thank you for that, Kim. And I think we're up to date now in that PayPal window. So we are going to be jumping into tonight's cover video, which is going to be my version of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after. Rock!
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, to telling only lies. But my dreams, they are just empty, as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance.
Hello, Phil here. Thank you so much for watching my cover of Behind Blue Eyes by The Who. I hope you enjoyed it. The names that you can see going up the screen here are the names of my patrons, who I'd like to say a massive thank you to for their support and for making videos like this possible, and for making all my videos possible on YouTube. So thank you guys, your support is massively appreciated. If you want to join me and the gang over on Patreon, head to the link below, the little square link, click on that and that will take you through to the site. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock! And there we have it. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. A bit of a different version of, well, my own version, without the bridge, the middle eight and the song, because I wanted to keep it all in the same kind of mood. It's just the way that I fancied doing that particular song, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, threw in a little bit of a solo and a solo at the end. Right, I think we're pretty much organised. 53 minutes past midnight here in the UK and 334 likes, which is easy for me to work out. It means we're looking for 11 more people in that live chat room to hit that thumbs up and to get involved in order for us to have a pick roulette next week, next Tuesday. That's how it works. We always have the pick roulette the week after if we hit the goal, and then you guys can get your names on that wheel at the end of tonight's live stream if we hit the target. Right, I know that we have a couple of pictures to look at as well, so let me scroll down to where I need to be to find these pictures. And the first picture is from Heather, and thank you for this, Heather. You will be able to see on the screen that Heather has a custom-made Wings of Pegasus t-shirt, and this is a good example of the t-shirt. Obviously, it's kind of back to front, so yeah, it's because the camera, I think you guys know the deal, that when you take a picture on your camera and you point it towards yourself on your phone, it kind of flips it around. But the Wings of Pegasus logo is the right way round on the shirt, but that's the custom-made bleached t-shirt that's, you know, the shirt that you can win on the t-shirt roulette. So this is what we have: a pick roulette, we have a t-shirt roulette sometimes if we do land on that darker segment that you can see on the pick roulette wheel, and that is the t-shirt. So it's actually bleached into the shirt, is why it's special and why it's different to the other shirts. So thank you, Heather, for uploading that one. And I'm trying to think whether this is the first ever picture that we've had of the custom Wings of Pegasus shirts. Maybe, maybe not. I think maybe I wore one before on a live stream many, probably years ago now, actually, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But there it is. Thank you for that, Heather. And this next picture, I don't really know what's going on. So here's Kevin with his Wings of Pegasus mask, and I think Vince said that he's with Lady Di or something like that. I don't know. So here's the picture. Make of it what you will. But thank you for that, Kevin. Whatever's going on there, I'm sure that it is totally above board and makes total sense. So anyway, you guys can ask Kevin about that in the live chat room if you want to. We'll get down to yeah, we'll get down to the bottom of it maybe. I'm at a little bit of a loss as to what these live streams have descended into, but here we go. Thank you for that one, Kevin. And I can just see Carla in the live chat room says, no, you've shown many. So we've seen many of the custom-made Wings of Pegasus t-shirts. So thank you for clearing that up, Carla. I can't remember how many we've had. I think because there are so many pictures, it is difficult to remember which is which, but also with Kevin's picture there that's, yeah, just totally different, is probably throwing everything off. But thank you guys for uploading your pictures, and Vince for linking me to them as well. The other thing is that I have Vince is just going through there in the live chat room saying Kevin had this in an album called Lady Diana. Don't know why. Okay, so yeah, it's still a bit of a mystery, but Thank you for that, Vince. And I'm just trying to see things through my hair at the moment because, as you guys will be able to notice, I think I'm pretty much at the legal limit for fringe length at the moment. And yeah, I'm going to be having a haircut on Friday. So yeah, just a few days because I'm having to, at the moment I can kind of get away without the full-on centre parting. I'm not a big fan of centre partings. I'd rather have a bit of a fringe going on, but it's getting so long now I've got to actually keep it out of my eyes. But I'm just about able to see things. Actually, in that last video, Behind Blue Eyes, I think my fringe was a little bit shorter than this, but yeah, it is getting a little bit long. And right on cue, we had another donation that's come through saying, what is your hair regimen? But let me just say that Jennifer donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Jennifer. And that was a straight up donation. And CT HULNC donated $2 asking, what is your hair regimen? So thank you for that. And I had this question a few weeks ago, maybe now, and my hair regimen isn't really that complicated. I just wash it, I think pretty much every day, but I've heard that you shouldn't wash your hair every day, so I might miss out maybe once a week or something. But I tend to just wash it every day because I just have a shower every day and it's just something that I automatically do. But I did say a few weeks ago that I started using this minoxidil spray, which is called like Rogaine or Regain. And that, yeah, a lot of my hair then started to fall out or shed. And they say that this is how you know it's working. I mean, for me, it's like the opposite of what you expect. They say this is how you know it's working because you'll start to lose more hair than you normally do. And that has certainly been the case. So I'd say over the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been losing a lot more hair. It's been noticeable because before that, obviously you shed hair naturally, but it wasn't that bad where you think, oh, I'm losing a lot of hair. So yeah, since using this minoxidil twice a day, then yeah, I'm losing a lot more hair, and I don't know whether it's starting to slow down. I'm kind of hoping that it is, because I mean the theory is, what they say is that the hairs that were going to fall out and they get replaced by stronger hairs, and then you keep on using it and then the stronger hairs stay stronger and then it's all fine. But yes, certainly it's the first time that I've noticeably, obviously because more hair's falling out than normal, I've seen that more hair's falling out, and actually noticeably, like under lights, I would think, well, I think I am lucky that I've got quite thick hair anyway, but I don't think other people would notice necessarily, but I, kind of look in the mirror and think, oh, I can see where the hairs have fallen out from. So we will see. I think if it just continues to fall out for the next 4 weeks, then I'll probably stop and yeah, not worry too much about it. But it's one of those things, it's got to fall out at some point, so it's just keeping it in there as long as possible. So yeah, not very complicated, my regimen for my hair, but that is something that I have added to recently, but thank you for that. Right, we have had another donation, I think, over on PayPal from Jennifer. So thank you for this, Jennifer, and it is a £4 donation. So thank you for that. And I think we're up to date. Oh no, Orlando's just popped in there with a £4.18 donation. Thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is, as I was cooking, I did not realise my oven mitt caught fire. Yes, I was wearing it at the time. I am okay though, laugh out loud. So Orlando's having his own adventures in the kitchen. So yeah, if you're watching the live stream, make sure you're concentrating on the thing that you might be doing, and probably just have it on in the background. Just concentrate on cooking, especially if there's fire involved. But thank you for that, Orlando. And yeah, good to hear that it hasn't been a total disaster. But as we said, Orlando is multitasking tonight, watching baseball and cooking, trying to watch the live stream, donating and messaging. So thank you for all of that, Orlando. Right, we are going to be jumping into the pick roulette for tonight. And where are we? Oh, 2 minutes past 1 in the morning. So we will jump into this now. And we don't have a top tip yet. I'm going to pick somebody at random. So we'll jump into this and I'll see you guys in a second. Rock. So let's get the roulette wheel up on screen, and it looked like actually the software went to a totally different screen as if we were going to start the stream again, but then it realized that actually we're going into the pick roulette. So we are now in the pick roulette, which is great. The intro was obviously slightly unique, but here we have the darker segments, which are the t-shirts, which we have just seen from Heather. So if we land on one of those, then we'll have a t-shirt roulette, but somebody is going to go away with the signed Wings of Pegasus pick tonight. So let's have a quick look on this wheel and see. Heidi R is going to be the top tip for tonight, so apologies for that, Heidi R, because I still have a 0% winning record on picking the top tip. So we'll give the wheel a spin and we're going to see who is going to win. I always say tune in on Saturdays and Tuesdays to double your chances of winning the signed Wings of Pegasus pick, and this is the only way that you can get your hands on one is by winning the pick roulette. And we are slowing down. Where's Heidi's name? Oh, look at that. So close yet so far. And we are moving through. Let's see where we end up. It's going to be Michael or maybe... Oh, it's going as far as Diane, I think. And there we have it. Diane is the winner of tonight's pick roulette. So congratulations to you. I maintain my 0% winning record of picking the top tips. So apologies about that, Heidi. But Diane, if you can let yourself be known in that live chat room to Carla, that would be much appreciated so that she can get everything that she needs from you in order to get that signed Wings of Pegasus pick sent off to you. And yeah, commiserations to everybody else who didn't go away with the pick tonight, but you can always enter the next pick roulette. And the good thing is that we have hit our target for tonight's pick roulette likes goal. I can see that we're actually at 366 likes. So it means that we have, I mean, you can keep on hitting that thumbs up. If you're watching this in the future on catch up, then you can still hit that thumbs up. It really helps the channel to grow and for these live streams to get out there a little bit more. But yeah, you can keep on hitting that thumbs up. But now you can enter in for next week's pick roulette. If you want to get your name on the wheel, this is what you have to do. We type at Carla Murray and tag her like that and type I agree with the optional exclamation mark. So if this is your first pick roulette, if you haven't had your name on the wheel before, just copy what everybody's about to do going through that live chat room, and you'll see at Carla Murray and the names going through with I agree, and you can type that in capitals if you want. I would say try and stay away from the emoticons, because sometimes if you do too many of those, then YouTube blocks that particular comment, so you don't want to do that if you want to get your name on next week's pick roulette. So just keep it simple, tag Carla and type I agree. So just copy what everybody else is doing in there. Right, I think we are up to date with everything, which is great. We're 6 minutes past 1 here in the UK, so I'll have a little look over on Patreon to see what people have requested. And we did have a fill tune in the last live stream, but I can see that we've had, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6, I'm just 7. Okay, so yeah, we've had quite a lot of requests for a fill tune. So we will jump into one of those, even though we watched one last time. I can't remember which one we lost. Oh, it was Guffest last time. So let's see if we can pick something else. which one haven't we seen? I think the bassist we haven't seen in a while, so we'll jump into that real life story. So just giving you guys a bit of a chance to jump into that live chat room and get your name on next week's Pick Roulette. So yeah, just copy what everybody's doing or they have done. And we are going to be calling things to a close. Maybe we can squeeze in a riff of the week. Let's see. But anyway, this is a real life story, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock.
Okay, well, thanks for coming down to the audition today. Do you mind if we slag you off behind your back while we discuss your audition?
That's okay, I'll randomly walk in this direction.
What the actual heck was that? Okay, let's start with the negative points.
Well, his image is laughable and totally unsuitable. He can't keep time. His bass looks like he found it in a skip. And he was late.
Unbelievably, even though he was absolute total guff. He is the best we've seen. And we've been auditioning for a year. So what the ruddy frig shall we do?
As much as it pains me to say it, I think we'll have to give him the gig, bite the bullet and get on with it.
This is total guff shine.
Hello again. Before you tell me your decision, I thought I would say, I want this more than anything in the world. I'll do whatever it takes.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you've got the gig. You are now our new bassist.
Holy heck guys, thanks a lot. This means the world to me, you will not regret it.
Well, straight to business. We have a rehearsal on Wednesday night 7 until 10 before the gig on Saturday.
Can't do Wednesday?
Why not?
Me and the missus usually go to the corner shop that evening.
Okay, no problem. We'll just move the rehearsal to Thursday.
Can't do Thursday?
Is there any day at any time before Saturday that you can do?
No.
Hang on, is the gig this Saturday?
Yes, it is this Saturday, as I have been telling you for the last 3 weeks.
I can't do it. I'm working this Saturday, and I definitely can't get out of it, for sure.
Are you actually having a joke with me? As you have just realized it is this Saturday. I know for a fact you have not called in to see if someone will cover your shift.
I didn't think of it like that, but now you say it, it makes sense.
Well, considering it is a great venue and fantastic opportunity for us as a band. Do you want to call your work just in case?
Well, I suppose I could actually thinking about it.
Well, ruddy guffing, do it then, you freaking bum guff.
Hello, it's me. I doubt anyone will, and don't worry if you can't. But will you or anyone else cover my shift on Saturday?
So, what did they say?
They said they didn't want to cover my shift. It sounded like they were slagging me off and laughing in the background. So it's a dead end.
Well, at least you got across the importance of getting Saturday night off.
Now the problem is, I can't fake illness because they know I want Saturday night off. Ruddy, hell.
I seriously cannot believe your incompetence. Okay, give me your phone. Hello, I'm calling on behalf of my guffing idiot of a friend. Yes, that's him. He has an important night on Saturday. Can he swap his shift? That's great, thanks for doing that. I'm actually amazed at how easy that was to organize. Many thanks. There you are. You now have Saturday off, so you can now do the gig. How you could not organize that is beyond me. Unbelievable.
Just thinking about it, actually, I can't do Saturday.
What? There. Actual. Frig. Please excuse me. I just have to go outside quickly and shout something.
And there we have it. That was one of my real life stories. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And I think it's 12 minutes past 1. I think we might be able to get in a really quick riff of the week. So everybody in that live chat room, if you can, just start firing off some numbers between 1 and 100. That would be good, so that we can get a riff up on screen and see if you can guess which riff it is. So I'm going to keep an eye out in that live chat room. Also, just going to get everything sorted over on this screen in order to see which ones we've had so far from the list that Laura sends to me. So we have had quite a few, but we still have a lot of them. There are 100, so we have quite a lot that we haven't heard yet. So numbers going through now. Wow. So lots of numbers. Brian says 13. Oh, Bang Bang Drummer. I didn't see the number. Okay, it's going through. Oh, 1,109. There's not quite that many riffs. If there were, it would be quite, I don't know, quite obscure, I think, some of the riffs to have that many. But Desert Deluge says 29, 29, 29, 29, 29, 37, Big B8, and okay, right, let's pick one. John says 54. Let's see if we've had 54. Kim says 84. Oh, I'm going to have to scroll down to find 84. We haven't had 84. Right, so that is what I'm going to choose for tonight. So let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. And riff of the week, 84. There it is. Let's click on that. And let me watch the advert and make this. I've got to capture the screen. So let me do that. Right, I think we're just about ready to go. And I'm going to turn it up on my side. I'm not sure whether I can hear it or not, but hopefully I will be able to hear the riff. Right, let me get this up on screen so you guys can see it as well. And we're just looking for the name of the song that the riff comes from. And we'll see if I can even remember what it is as well. So yeah, just type what you think it is in the live chat room. Let's have a listen. And there we have it. Name that riff. And this is, yeah, I think an easy one. You can just hear this particular singer's, in your head going, oh, yeah, at the beginning. But yeah, oh, Lisa W says, Holy Diver. Yes, indeed. And just going up because Selena said Holy Diver as well. I think this is one that lots of people are going to get. And obviously I didn't want to say Dio because it might have given it away, but Holy Diver going down, and Holy Diver, Orlando said Holy Diver as well. So yes, a lot of correct guesses here. And you don't have to say Dio, that's fine. But Metal Cubana says Dio Holy Diver. Let me just scroll down. Steve got it as well. Everybody, yeah, we're getting lots of correct guesses. So well done. It's one of those riffs that is such a classic, and what a voice, Just, I think everybody would agree with that when you're talking about Dio. But let me just get that off the screen now. So, yeah, an easier riff of the week, which is good. And I can see Carter right at the bottom of the list there says it's Holy Diver. So, yes, indeed. Orlando says the great Ronnie James Dio. Yes, very much so. I think everybody will agree with those sentiments, but thank you guys for tuning in tonight and for hitting that thumbs up. By the way, if you are a Facebook user, head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group page over there, because that's where everybody hangs out between live streams, but also Vince hosts the after party. So you can head over there if you're a Facebook user, get involved with that, and sometimes there are Zoom calls that happen over there. So check that out. I'm going to be here tomorrow night with the video, with the interview with Mike Dawes. So you can check that out. Carmen Gould as well. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the flute with Carmen, the guitar with Mike. So check out that video tomorrow night. Just make sure that you're subscribed and hit that notification bell to get notified, and just remember that it's coming out, because it's one of those that, yes, a little bit different for the channel, but great to talk with, musicians who are currently touring with Justin Hayward, as I said at the beginning of the live stream. Anyway, look out for that tomorrow night. We're going to be live streaming again on Saturday night, as always, 12 midnight British summertime. Look out for that. And I'm just going to make sure that everything is in order with the donations, because thank you guys for all of your very kind donations. I always say that you don't have to donate, but I mean, every donation really does help for me to keep on pushing forward. Keep on pushing forward and just see where we end up. Like we said tonight on the live stream, in 11 years' time, who knows where we will be. But I'm pretty sure that we'll still be live streaming, probably still on a Tuesday and a Saturday. So yes, I will always be here at these times, and if I won't be, then I'll let you guys know. Just quickly, that I'll mention it over on Patreon, because I said at the, when was it, maybe 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago, that because of things going on in the background and things like the interviews with Carmen and Mike, and having contacts and being able to do things and being busy and all that kind of stuff, that the schedule might change. I'll let you guys know if and when it does, and I'll do that over on patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus. So if you guys want to get involved on a deeper level, then that's where you can head over to, where you can message me directly, but that's where I'll post in order to keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on with the channel and my schedule. But everything's continuing as normal. I think the only date that is going to change, which isn't because of an interview or anything, it's just more family related, is going to be next Saturday. But I'm still going to be doing something next Saturday night. So I'll let you guys know over on Patreon exactly how that will work. So anyway, let me get rid of that. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'll see you at the video tomorrow night, and hopefully I'll see you on Saturday if you can make it. As I always say, stay as sane and as safe as possible, and be good to each other. That's pretty much the sentiment that I think everybody could do well to remember. Just be a good human to each other. As we are here on the live streams, the community spirit that we have here is amazing. So thank you guys for joining me on these live streams, and the moderators for making it such a great place to be in that live chat room and keeping that community spirit going. But have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Rock!